Well, everyone, it is Saturday, January 8th. We are here in Roseburg, Oregon at the Roseburg Indoor, and this is our first official race of 2022.
All I know is you were a 7.94 and she was a 7.95. So you were the only two in the nines.
Or in the 7-second bracket?
Yeah, you were the only two in the sevens.
So do you know who was third and fourth?
No.
No, but they're posting it all up there. But look at work. Take the fourth.
All right, just doing air pressure here before we head out for the heat race. You guys heard we were quick time tonight at the Roseburg Indoor. This may be a weekly show. We got some good cars we're up against, but it's just a little rare for myself to be at the top of the charts. I've always struggled a little bit in qualifying, but tonight I drove it hard. I had good placement when I went out going early, and I felt like I hit my marks and, you know, laid down a couple of really good laps. So that is awesome to now be a part of that 7-second club, my first 7-second lap around the Roseburg Indoor, and with that we are now going to be on the pole of our heat race, and we really need to win this one since we start up front, and then the next heat race we are going to be starting from the back. Well, we did everything we had to do there in the first round of heat races. Started on the pole next to Steven Gannon, which Steven, he is one of those guys that you would consider a legend of Outlaw karts. Been racing for many, many years with his brother Eric. So it's really neat that he came up from Northern California to race this weekend. We started on the front row, got a good jump, and I was kind of mainly just working through the middle, just a little bit above the crease, and still running it very similar to qualifying. Driving in hard, almost getting it rotated a little bit, and then I could keep my foot on the gas through most of the corner. How did you run?
First to first.
First to first. So Carly did exactly what she needed to do. I did exactly what I needed to do. When you start up front in that heat race, you pretty much need to win to get those points. And now we're both going to be starting last in this coming heat race. So it's important to try to really get up to second, if not win, because if we can win, that will lock us into both starting on the front row of the A main event. How did I look?
You look great.
So 2 words from my dad, just look great, which that is not a negative, that's all positive. So we're now going to make a couple of adjustments. I think we're just going to try to watch the racetrack as it gets a little bit slicker, and then we're going to be prepared to roll off from 7th, I believe, here in the second round of heats. so we just got the race car all fueled back up. 7th to 1st there in the heat race is gonna put us on the pole of tonight's 25 lap feature. And do you wanna guess who's starting next to us? This car right over here, Carly. Carly went 1st to 2nd, which should put her front row outside. As far as how my car felt, it was really good. Maybe a little bit on the tight side, but I think as the racetrack, I've been talking about continuing to slick off. Maybe it'll just continue to come to the 18T. But also the question is like, now what do we do? Do we want to maybe change tire compounds? We're not doing 8-lap heat races anymore. We're doing a 25-lap A main, and if the race goes on without any yellows, that's when it's going to start changing, and we're going to start, really seeing some tire wear. So I'm going to probably try to go walk the racetrack, see what it looks like, but the bottom has a lot of grip, top looks a little bit slicker, but with the banking you can still run up there. So we're gonna check one last thing on the car, which is my throttle cable. We had a couple problems with it, so we want to make sure my throttle obviously doesn't stick, and we will be looking forward to tonight's feature. This kid stole my bike.
No, I didn't.
I said he could rip my bike around a little bit. We're just doing a quick track report here, trying to walk it and see, because I talked about us being a little bit in the middle of which direction to go with our race car so we can make it through the whole A main event and bring speed through all the laps. We don't want to be really good at the beginning and not good on restarts or not good on long runs, so we got to find a happy medium for our race car. And here's the difficult part. There's grip up here kind of where he's riding the bike. It's not marbles. It's slick and harder right here in the middle, and there's a little bit of grip down this way. So the racetrack is a little bit tricky right now. That's exactly though what we like to see, kind of keeps all the drivers on their toes. And now we just got to dial it in just a little bit more with Carly on our outside and with other fast guys up front. If we want to win this race, we got to make the right adjustments here and then go out there and run a perfect 25 lap show. Well, the final preparations are taking place for, I guess you could say, the front row tonight for the open A main event. Carly on the outside, I'm gonna be on the inside. We end up making our tire call. I'm hoping it goes green. No restarts. If I can get out front, check out, maybe even get to some lap traffic. A lot of people wouldn't want to get to traffic, but I would, because I feel like, we might be able to excel in that area and get, some slower cars between us and the rest of the field, but we're really prepared for every situation. Just got to be on it. We're gonna have a good race with Carly, some other cars up front, and hopefully we can make all the laps and try to put the 18T in victory lane. So hopefully we can make all y'all proud. We're gonna head out. left rear smoked.
Yeah, it was the right call.
Definitely the right call.
That's a good. That we can run that one more day.
Check out this left rear.
But the left rear is gone.
I mean, granted, it wasn't great before, but that's smoked. All right, well, a successful night, a clean sweep here at the Roseburg Indoor. That A-main event had some challenges, even though we were out front. Started on the front row there with Carly. And you guys gotta remember, in these videos, I am making comments before I get to watch the race back. And obviously Carly and I had that, you could call it battle, early in November when we first came to Roseburg to start the winter season. And we kind of got into it and we were like, we're not gonna make that happen again. We had a really good first lap. I was actually surprised the run she got on the outside. I actually think starting on the outside was better. That's why I elected to do that for the rest of my restarts. But, so I got in the corner good and I wasn't really expecting her to be on my outside. I thought she was gonna be trying to cross underneath me. Well, all of a sudden I looked to my right and she kind of pulled me down the straightaway. So I slid into 3 and 4, left her a lane. We went back into the next corner. I tried to drive it in and still leave her a lane and just float off the bottom a little to try to make her think about doing something. And I need to watch it back. I could very well have been in the wrong. It could have been a racing deal. All I felt was a little bit of contact. It didn't feel huge. And obviously Carly got parked there off of turn 2. So a bummer deal. I mean, I wanted to race with Carly. I wanted to put on a good show. And unfortunately we got together and we'll watch it back and see. But rest of the race, man, the 18T was super good. I even think no matter if that wouldn't have happened or some of the guys up front would have been able to all stay up there and we would have got some green flag laps. Our car was just so good, especially on the long runs. Regardless though, our car was lights out all night long. As the track changed, we changed, and especially there for the A-main event, we just had to find some rear drive, because one of the biggest things about Roseburg that gets tricky is not only is there only grip in certain places are a little bit harder than others, but also it can get really dirty, and you could see the marble starting to develop on that second lane. That was my only worry, really, that I kind of had to watch throughout the laps, but just tried to hit my marks. If I made a mistake, try to, you know, do something in case someone was close, but other than that, I was able to kind of look over my left shoulder and see that on the longer runs I was starting to pull away. So really happy with where the 18T is at. I felt like we actually were better tonight maybe than the turkey shootout, and so that is something to be really happy about, kind of continuing into the rest of the winter season. Well, Dad, we are 3 for 3 in this car.
3 for 3, good job.
I've been saying it, my dad's a smart guy. He knows how to set up Outlaw karts. QRC, they know how to build a good car. And Forefront Racing engines and KTM, man, the engine we have on this thing, it roars. That's a great way to describe it. Also a shout out to Adams Investing, Durst Incorporated, Factory QRC, Burris Racing Tire, Jimmy Elledge for teaching us a lot of what we know, and the rest of my family for supporting me. Like I said, it's awesome to win, even though it's a weekly show here. You know, Carly was here tonight, Mike Wheeler, Stephen Gannon. So we had a couple of Red Bluff ringers in the building, and no matter what, whenever you feel as good as I felt behind the wheel tonight, just comfortable, I could run great laps, try different things. All of them worked, it felt like. And at the same time, everything played in our favor, and Roseburg provided a great surface for us to run on. So that is going to end today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to watch back all the footage tonight. I'll definitely give you guys my thoughts on it, you know, in a future video. And as always, thank you for riding along with us for this journey. We will see you all in the next one. Deuces.